Hello and welcome to the Dressing Gown Diary. I'm Lloyd and this is the final preview show of the 2015 World Cup. There's only 2 games remaining. There's the game for third and fourth playoff and of course the big one on Saturday. So first off, let's just have a moment to think about the game on Friday. Both teams will be incredibly frustrated to have not made it through to the final. And the third and fourth playoff, well, it's a bit like being invited to your mother-in-law's 80th birthday party. You know you should go, but you really don't want to because it'll be a bit flat. But they will get on with it. I do hope the Argentinians can find a way of winning, but it'll of course be a goodbye to a couple of South Africans as well. So we tip their hat to those guys. Great careers, Victor Mayfield. I think Schalkberger's probably retiring as well. So there's a few guys in there. So let's have a look at the final where all the action's taking place. There's an awful lot going on. Let's start off by reviewing Australia as a team and how they've progressed. Well, they started the tournament relatively straightforward in a forward fashion. They played Fiji and Uruguay without too many problems. They absolutely dispatched England and ended up throwing them out of the tournament as a result. And they had hard-fought victories against Wales and Scotland. So they progressed through the group, playing very good rugby. Difficult rugby, hard stuff, difficult wins, and then dispatched the Pumas pretty easily in the semi-final at the weekend. Now, what's been the difference? Well, it's people like Pocock. He's managed 14 steals over the tournament so far, and bearing in mind he didn't play in the Wales or Scotland game, it's astounding numbers. I mean, what we've seen from the Australian back row, Fardy made so many tackles against Argentina on Sunday. Pocock has stolen all over the place, and Hooper has brought his physicality. They've also got a bit of evil second row in Mum in second row. And clearly there's no question that the creativity of the Australian backs with Gitu, Genia, Foley, Falau, all offering so much. I thought Drew Mitchell had a great game against Argentina on Sunday. So Australia really have pushed this forward, and it's no coincidence that they're in the final. Against them, though, it's possibly the best All Blacks team that the world has ever seen. We're in a position here where they could win back-to-back World Cups, which no team have ever done. New Zealand could win their first World Cup outside New Zealand, which of course they've never done. And whoever wins the final is going to be winning for the third time, which again will be a record. Now, what do New Zealand bring to the table? I mean, they've got a lot of mature, old, experienced heads. That they'll also be seeing the back of come the end of this tournament, but clearly with players like Conrad Smith, with Dan Carter, the King, you've got players that bring so much to your team, experience under pressure, know how to play, know how to do things. So can they keep their heads under pressure? How will they combat the Australian back row? I think the way that New Zealand can win the game is they've got to get points on the board early and just grind Australia away, starve them of ball. Australia will be looking to probably play an expansive game, get their runners in play, and try and make sure that Pocock and Hooper are over the ball as often as possible. The way to combat that from a New Zealand point of view is actually to play wide, so you stretch the pitch and make it as big as possible, so that Pocock and Hooper don't have as many opportunities on the narrow angles to close the ball down. So New Zealand are a phenomenal team. Can they find the composure to get up against Australia and win this final? Certainly in the semi they showed their composure against a very tough opposition in South Africa to actually find a way to win. There isn't a Freddie's Flutter this weekend because I'm not sure really what's going to happen. I'm not confident enough to put your money down on any predictions. I do think New Zealand will come up trumps. I still can't work out in my mind whether they'll win by a lot, whether it'll be a tight game. So for now, all I can say is look out there, the Dressing Gown Diary fans at DGown Diaries on Twitter. Don't forget to watch the games. It's going to be an epic weekend of rugby. It'll be a celebration of rugby. Hopefully the weather will be clear on Saturday as well, so both teams can have a throw ball around and really show the Northern Hemisphere what they're missing. So for now, best of luck for all 4 teams in the final weekend. This is Lloyd, over and out.